Alright, Chapter 7, Description of Land, Essential Matters to Learn from this chapter. Purpose of describing land will determine the boundaries of the owner, and the buyer can determine what he owns. A survey is used to do this. A professional called the survey with this person may be qualified to state as a registered surveyor. Survey is often used to determine whether the structure encroachment overlapping someone else's property. Survey contains the map of the text description. Fourth method of describe the land. There are four methods to describe land: meets and bounds, lot and block numbers, moments of occupancy, rectangular survey in certain states. Meets and bounds description begins with a place identified with a point of beginning. POB ends on at the same place. The point of beginning and its end with the same place. Survey called the distance angles enclosing the tract land. A lot and block is a description used the subdivider developed to it has filled the subdivision plat at a core house. Subdivision is given the name of the plot are parcels of land within the subdivision that have been carved into the individual lots suitable to build upon them. The lots are numbered. Moments of occupancy, certain object that has established boundaries, certain stream, large tree, rock, outcropping, other natural man-made object reference in this description. Occupancy may be stated as ownership of Smith's Farm. Rectangular survey method is used in certain states. It's based on principal meridians, which are imaginary lines that run north and south on baselines, which are imaginary east and west lines. Land is divided into townships having 6 miles on each side, comprising 36 square miles. Townships are divided in 36 sections, each 1 mile square. Townships are identified with the distance in miles from baseline and meridian. Sections are divided in fractional parts, half and a quarter. Fraction parts are identified in portion section that occupy, for example, northwest, southeast. Section is 1 square mile, therefore it includes 640 acres. There is 43,560 square feet in 1 acre. To learn intercede with the survey, especially the rectangular survey that requires hours of effort. They're typically the only 3 questions that the land description is most 100 question salesperson or broker exam. There may be no question, only one on the rectangular survey system. Therefore, the study of the exam, your time will be better spent on the other matters. Please memorize the size of an acre is 43,560 square feet. Number of acres in a square is 600. Square mile is 640. Size of the township is 36 square miles. Size of the section is 1 square mile. Recognize uniform method of the land description essential proper contractual transaction involving land. If the land transaction cannot be identified, or legal system will not recognize transaction binding. Therefore, proper description of land involved is essential. Of contract, sales, deeds, leases, options, mortgages, listings, virtually all other kinds of real estate contracts. Therefore, general accepted method of land description in the United States: meets and bounds, lots and block, number description, moment or occupancy description, rectangular survey. For the purpose, all of these identified with the real estate, often the terminology real estate business description are called legal description, giving the impression that there is some particular formula that must be followed. Actually, the only legal point for any importance of the description is insufficient to identify the property. The property can be identified from the description given. The description is good, otherwise, no matter elaborate it may appear, it is faulty. Most description methods are designed to demonstrate survey means of marketing, outline land of the ground. More descriptions do not include building. Remember the real estate land and all attachment to it, so the description of land automatically includes improvement unless they are specified excluded. Meets and bounds. Meets and bounds descriptions indicate surveyor how to locate a corner tract. By locating the corners, one also locates the side. Since the running to corner of the following meets of the bounds description in lot 15, figure 7.1, lot is shown in large in figure 7.2. Beginning at the point of the southeast corner, intersection of versus circle, all length avenue, thence 164 hundredth of the foot, north at 90 degrees 00 east, there thence 120 feet south 000 east, then 73 foot 100 at 73 feet and 73 and 14 hundredths of a feet south 90 degrees, hence the 124 feet 300 feet north 1529.26 west point over the beginning said tracking land beginning in Gotham City, Copperwire County, Montana. Note these meets and bound descriptions must have the following components: a properly identified point of beginning, a distance direction given out for each side. The description above all contains all of these. The point of beginning identified with the intersection of the two public streets. If it is permissible, the person may also consult the public record to find out exactly where the streets are. From a point, the survey is directed to proceed a certain distance, a certain direction. By following the description, he can arrive only at the specific points described. These points are corners of the lot. The survey will be outlining a particular plot of land in question. Following the description, this is a good description of accuracy. The description only points with the consequence of the court of law. The description can progress clockwise or counterclockwise direction, north, south, etc. May be capitalized or not. The description should include, of course, the name of the city or county and the state in which the real estate is located. Often meets and bound descriptions may include the word language and fairly minimal example provided here. Common addition elements as follows. The defined street right away with lots of line adjacent lots and so along the directed lines traveled. Example 300, that's 100 feet north west along the southern right of way of bound of 13th Street, thence 100 feet north west along southern boundary lot 44. To end each direction with the words at an iron pin or to a point. Some of the other language suggests that the mark of the ground to refer more often there is no marker existence, though a time the lot originally was laid out many years ago there were and indeed was. However, over the years these things disappear in a road and otherwise become invisible. To refer to actual things on the ground that can be found, if the things are relatively permanent, obvious, they are referred to as monuments. For example, large identified trees, visible stream bed, milestones, stone walls, other construction, occasionally general monuments placed in a location or original supervised or very purpose-serving reference for description are serious points to keep in mind. That if monuments are mentioned in meets and bound description, the directed line monuments conflict with the monuments rule. This means if the distance and measurement given to go 200 feet due north to certain milestone and a milestone actually at 193 feet at 6 degrees west north, later measurement will rule description for the reason inclusion of too many monuments and a description can sometimes confuse an error. To add a statement containing X number of acres or more or less of the convenient would be unnecessary given the measurement of the direction supplied by the direct description. It is always possible to calculate the area of the place parcel if needed, but the major reason including the acreage is to protect the grantor against error and a description that might include the transfer of much more or more or less land. For example, the description mentions tract of 100 acres tract actually is only 10 acres. Inclusion in the statement area would be immediately indicating the description contained in the mistake. The point of beginning of the meets and bound description must use the point of reference outside of the description point itself, property itself, the urbanized area with the common use of the nearest intersection, public road, streets, and sample the description given. If the beginning has been lot 14, which not at the corner, it would have been followed with the beginning at the point of south boundary, right away of the vista circle, 164 hundredths of a foot at east of the south corner of the intersection right away, the versus circle, Allegheny Avenue. In government surveys state a point of reference that can be survey location. Many states also have their own surveys made in all part of the state and reference points. From these they may be used. Indeed, one may refer to any point of the on earth. They may be located using instruction for any public record document. Only the reference point has been defined the actual beginning of the point parcel and the question identified with the distance and direction from the reference point. Distance may be expressed in known any of the measurements, although the most common by far is feet. The direction is according to the compass. However, the most parts of the United States there are two sets of compass direction, magnetic bearings and true bearings. Magnetic bearings refer to magnetic poles, true bearings over the geographical poles. Magnetic bearings are used in order to achieve true bearings. They must be corrected by location at which survey was made and date of the reason that the magnetic pole is not the same location true pole. Furthermore, magnetic pole drifts are so is located differently at different times. By convention, compass bearings are described the number of degrees east or west or south. There are 360 degrees in full circle, 90 degrees right square angle with a symbol of 4 degrees. 90 degrees means 90 seconds means 90 degrees. Each degree is divided in 60 minutes and symbols. Each minute is composed of 60 seconds. The statement at 44 degrees, 31 minutes and 56 seconds east is read as north 44, 31 minutes 56 east. Due east is exactly 90 away from the north toward east is written north 90 degrees east. Due northeast is the half of the distance true north. Written north 45 degrees of the direction of south due this east or west is the measure for the deviation from the true south direction. Slightly north due west would be north 89 degrees due west. If the slightly due south, it would be south 89 west. They are some of the other examples of various directions shown in Figure 7.3. Lot and block numbers. Lot and block number, the description of the common urban areas with the plots of the division must be recorded. A plat is a member of the manner of which the land is divided into the lots. Figure 7.1 explains example of a plat. If the plat matter of the public record, it has been recorded. It is quite sufficient to refer to the legal description. Property illustrates, for example, it would be enough to describe Lot 15 on the plot is Lot 15, Block D, Strip Mine Estates, Gotham City, Copperware County, Montana. Given the description, surveyor can look up the subdivision and the records found on the plot D, Block D, and from it get all information needed to go an accurate survey of the lot. Lot and block number descriptions are very simple to do, little space. They are applied in an official plot. Subdivision has been recorded in county courthouse. Therefore, any area of the records are such that they can be used. They are very popular. It should be pointed out. Also, the reference can be made by any record document in the preparation or description. Thus, if the lot and block description are impossible, it may possibly simply refer to the previous deed of the recorded instrument in which the description of the property appears. This should be done, however, the previous description is exactly the same as the one to be used present. Even if so, it's potentially inconvenient in that where copies of the plat are easily obtained, often can be received directly from the developer to dealers of old deeds or other documents that have been dug out of the records. Monument or occupancy description. Monument descriptions are similar to superficial meets and bound description. The difference of the monument descriptions are really entirely up to the monument, specifically no distance, direction, exactly the monuments themselves, the important points of the survey. Monument description may read, beginning intersection Highway 9, County Road 445, thence along the right-of-way of the County Road 445 at the end of the stone wall, thence to the end of the stone wall through the center of the large freestanding oak tree centering in the stream bed, thence along the stream bed to the point where the stream bed intersects Highway 9, thence Highway 9 to the point of beginning. So the description can be filed in order to outline the property value description. This is also the risk of the monuments may move or disappear. These descriptions are usually mainly large rural tracts, relatively inexpensive land with full survey may entail much greater expense than warranted by usefulness of the land. Occupancy descriptions are very vague. All the land known as the Miller Farm, all at the land border of the Grant Farm, Happy Acres, home of the elderly Ellis family, Ellis Farm, State Highway 42, with a kind of description only one must rely on community's general impression with the constitute of the Miller Farm. The Grant Farm and the occupancy description are very weak because it indicates no specific boundaries at all. Similar situations arise where street addresses are used as descriptions, although the house and other buildings usually have the addresses numbers visibly displayed on them. They give no indication at all that the actual extent of the property. Or a rectangular survey. The description of U.S. government rectangular survey is used with the state that indicated in Figure 7.4. Survey that divides land into 6 miles of the side of the called townships. Each township is identified with respect to the distance of baseline principal meridian. Therefore, several sets of principal meridians and baselines throughout the country. So each principal meridian carries a name and a number to distinguish them from all the others. Each one single baseline paired with it. Principal meridians are imaginary lines that run north and south. Both lines are imaginary runs that east and west. Parallel to the principal meridian, 6 miles apart from each other, there are the meridians parallel to the baseline. Other lines are called parallels. These are also 6 miles apart. Although together, a system on the north and south, the east-west parallel cuts map up into the important grid of 6 mile squares shown in Figure 7.5. Vertical north-south rows township could also range horizontal east-west rows. Township are terriers. Each township can be identified by labeling the range and the terrier, which is found in the range and terrier's number according to the distance for the direction of the principal meridian and the baseline. For example, the principal meridian will have the row of the township on each side. The one east of the called the range 1, while the one on the west is called range west. 1 west. Similarly, with the immediate north of the baseline is terrier 1 north, and 1 below is terrier 1 south. Alright, limits for the description. It's important to understand the description, whether they are accurately describe the land, do not provide a guarantee to the title to the land. A deed that contains a perfectly usable description of the tract of the land may be worthless if the grantor has little or no right to convey the title of the particular tract. The mere fact that if the deed contract sale contains particular description does not guarantee that the buyer that his claim to describe the land will hold up in court. If it can only do so if the seller actually had the legal right to transfer the land she described. One cannot sell the give, otherwise bargain away that it does not own. That's the end of Chapter 7. Chapter 8, Contracts of Sale.